All right, we're here on Gothwaite, something like that. And there's a cute little playground right across the street. So there's one assigned parking spot right here taken up with my vehicle at the moment. And then this is the exterior. But I just wanted to point out that there's a cute little playground right there. And you're kind of on like a service drive. So you're off the main drag is right there. And then this is where, the parking here would be. So yeah. All right, we'll go inside. Okay, here we are inside. So here's the front door. So when you first walk in the front door, you get this big, beautiful open space. The blinds are currently kind of down. I think you'd get a little bit more natural light if we open the blinds. But you walk in and this would, be the living room, I believe. So there's no coat closet in this one. You'd have room here for maybe like a small cabinet or a bench or something kind of here, maybe here, depending on how you wanted to work it, but no obvious coat closet that I have seen. So you walk in and then you have the dining space here. So this floor is not entirely level. In fact, it's not level at all. I'm not saying that's bad, just that it's not level. So something to know, something to have the inspector look at for sure. You have these two big windows here that overlook the backyard, which we'll take a look at from downstairs. There is a fan here and then here. So I would say this one definitely has some room for some sweat equity, which could be either really good or really bad, depending on what you want. So the baseboards would all need to be repainted. They're very dirty. And then I think you will see, I'll show you a little bit later where I think the baseboards were, the quarter round right here was removed to put down carpet. And so the paint has been all chipped off and everything. And then the paint is in pretty poor condition throughout the entire house. So not a huge deal, just something to know. And then here, this little bathroom here. So here, I'm walking through the entryway, right? So I'm coming in and then there's this little powder room right here. And the fan in here does not work. So it powers, you can hear it have power, but it doesn't actually suck any air. So that would need to be replaced if you wanted it to work. Cute little vanity. And so some of the areas on this house, I think just things were here that were removed for whatever reason, that, you'd want to maybe touch up with paint. So here there's some kind of old water damage here along this cabinet. It's dirty, but that's not a big deal. You can Lysol wipe that. The water damage is stuff you want to. That's what the inspection is for, though. So then you can see just the baseboards and things like that. And I don't mean to be critical. I just, since you're not here to look at it, I want to point out everything so you can feel confident about what you're considering. I'm not sure how to turn the kitchen light on. Maybe it's this one. I don't know. So I'm not sure about that one. Here is the kitchen. So this is a laminate. It does look nice. It is a laminate, but it doesn't look cheap or crappy. And oh yeah, garbage disposal works. My husband is here. He has a very good eye for condition of property, so I brought him with me. So cute little features here. This is a gas stove. Microwave here. It's a little bit high, so if you have little ones, they will not be able to reach that microwave. Here we go. Sink, double basin. Your sink does overlook the backyard and some woods, which again, we'll take a look when we get downstairs. Fridge here. You could use a wipe down, but it's not super gross. You have little cabinets up there. And then here, here's the dining space. I don't know if you can see where the floor isn't level. You can kind of see where the quarter round doesn't hit the floor there. So that kind of, I don't know, you can't see on my iPhone right now, but it's trying to level the camera and it can't because the floor isn't level. So just one thing to keep in mind. I believe this is a laminate. It might be a vinyl. Sometimes it's hard to tell. It's one of the two. This would be, and it's loose over there a little bit. So the problem with, installing thin plank flooring like this over a floor that's not level is that it doesn't adhere very well. So closet right here, great for pantry space or whatever else you might need. All right, so we'll go upstairs first, but that is how you get to the basement. So we'll go upstairs. And so this was kind of what I was talking about earlier, where, I'm just not sure what happened to that baseboard. So this carpet's almost brand new. If it's not brand new, it's almost brand new. It's in very good shape. So we can see that. And then I think what happened is there used to be there was probably wood here. And so when this quarter round was removed, it left that just kind of big paint line everywhere. So just, again, not meaning to be critical, just want to give you an idea of what it actually looks like. Here's the first bedroom here. This is a twin size bedroom, I would say. Maybe a full, not probably a whole lot bigger. So there is a closet here. There is no overhead light in here. This is likely a switch controlled outlet. So this switch probably controls that outlet. You would install a lamp there. That was common in this era of building. So nice closet here. And you do have the storage all the way up to the ceiling if you wanted to. So then we will come over here to what is the primary. This one does have an overhead light and a fan, which is nice. And you have the 2 windows that overlook the front. So you can see that playground I was talking about. And you have 2 closets in here and this floor register. And this is one of those fans that will push, it'll blow the air from the vent out a little bit further, which is nice. Those are very nice. Big closet here. And then a nice closet here. So this is definitely a good size room. For a primary, you have plenty of room for a king bedroom suite in here. So we will mosey on to the hallway bathroom, which is nice. This is not the original bathroom. This is a wood look ceramic tile, and then the shower has been retiled, likely in this century, which is nice. The grout is dirty. It was white grout, and boy, white grout, it's really hard. So you can, it needs a good cleaning. So I don't see any concave tiles or anything to suggest any obvious water damage or faulty tile or anything like that. But it would need a very good cleaning and maybe a grout refresh if you wanted to do that. So this is an interesting floor choice. It's kind of like a vintage, shabby chic cottage type of color. So just, and then the paint, in here, there's just, the whole place would need to be painted. So I would factor that in. This looks like a quartz countertop there on that cute little vanity. You have the little cabinet here, light fixture. And then the other bedroom is over here. This is, I would say, the same size as that first bedroom we looked at. So this is probably half the size of the primary. I think the primary takes up the size of these 2 bedrooms in the front. These are rear bedrooms. So this has a nice closet here. That's probably plumbing access for that bathroom common during this time. This one does have an overhead light. So very nice. And then out here you can see the yard. So there's a cute little brick kind of patio out there. And then some garden beds if you wanted to garden. And then you overlook the woods, which is nice. So let's head down to the basement and check it out. So we'll go back down the stairs. Again, I would say this is brand new carpet. If not, it's nearly brand new carpet. So we will go downstairs. So cute in here. And then, all right. So there's no light right here above us, but this light down here puts off a decent amount of light. This is the same carpet that was put in upstairs. You have this little niche here. I don't know if you had something. So you come down here and we go around the corner. And then we come into here. This is a mostly gray LVP. Feels like a glue down maybe. I'm not sure. This is probably what was original paneling that's been painted over, but not recently again. So you would be looking at a repaint in here for sure. Door, back here is a shower. Super cute. So there's no light in there. So you'd have to be careful with what shower curtain you chose, but it is cute. Again, it could use a good scrub. So this grout is in a little bit better of a condition. It needs new silicone because it yellows over time. No big deal. You could replace that pretty easily. The grout down here, the house could use a pretty good cleaning top to bottom. I think you'd be happier after that. And then through here, there's no light in here, but you do have some storage underneath the stairs there, and then some extra tiles. So cute little vanity here. This is probably a quartz or a quartz composite. It's got some scratches on it, so I'm not sure exactly, but it's in pretty good shape. Again, cleaning would go a long way. And then little toilet over here. So super cute downstairs bathroom. This would be like a rec room area. So this is a good size. You definitely have enough space for it to be 2 zones. You know, you could have TV, projector, whatever over here, and then this could be kind of a separate zone if you had a pool table or a ping pong or, you know, whatever, desks, whatever you're into. In here is the utility space, which is nice. So there's the water heater, furnace. Furnace is, I don't know, medium age. Sean can get that information for you. Washer and dryer here. You do have this kind of shelving for storage here. You could hang some things here like they have done. This is about probably 4 feet in width here. So it's not between the washer and here. So it's not super expansive, but you definitely could put some things there and still get through. And then here's another little area back here. There's no light, but there is an electrical box back there. And then you could store a little bit in here, maybe not a ton, honestly, but a little bit for sure. So we'll come out here and then we'll walk around here. And then this was that kind of second area I was talking about. There is an additional refrigerator here. You do have some closet storage here. So that's nice. And an extra sink. So, and then out here, I don't have my shoes on, but there's the air compressor, and the gas and electrical meters are out here. Cute area for sure. You have space. If you have a small dog, they could get out underneath that gate there, so you'd want to adjust that. But otherwise, the fence looks relatively sturdy, and it is tall enough for privacy, so that's nice. And this is a big enough area here for a table and a grill, things like that. And then you have that additional space right there. Oh, and I was going to end the video, but I can't get this door to lock. So there is a stopper there for security that I won't install because I like to leave things the way I found them. But just for your information, I cannot get this door to lock. So it may need some adjusting or it may not work, just to note. Okay, one more update since I had my husband looking for the kitchen light switch and we could not find it. So not sure what is up with that. Just kind of one thing to know. I don't know. We don't know if the fan doesn't work or if that's not the switch for it or what the situation is. But this is something else that I think that used to be a switch. Yeah. And then they just kind of screwed like a hook over. So that's an unconventional choice. But yeah, so, and that's probably where the fridge used to be, which is why there's an outlet there. Or, you know, you could put like a little coffee bar type of thing kind of right here. It's tricky with that vent, but you can get things that'll push it out to a toe kick. But this, yeah, so I don't know where the light switch for the kitchen is. So just one thing to keep in mind. Maybe have the inspector look for that if you like this one.